Coffee for Courage. Hello again and welcome back to my channel. It's a stay-at-home reader. Today I'm going to be talking about my July TBR, July hopefuls, because this one is pretty heavy because there's a lot of books that I really want to get to, and so I'm trying to condense it all into July, which doesn't make any sense because it's going to be one of my busiest months since I'm going to have 3 family birthdays this month, all in the same week, but we're going to do our best, and that's all we can hope for. Anyways, Coffee for Courage, and this is my little frou-frou coffee that I made from a Starbucks bottle, whipped cream and some caramel, because I like to live dangerously. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this. And I have my phone because there were so many books that I wanted to jot down that I was afraid that I would forget about, and I really don't want to forget about them. There's so many. I have this big list, and so I'm going to be reading from that. I got a couple of physical copies here I'm going to show you, but most of them I don't have just because I like to go to the library as much as possible. I love going to the library. I'm one of those people that see a book that's really old and used, and I love that, and I feel like I'm adopting it, and it makes me feel really happy. Let's start off with, of course, I talked about in one of my previous videos how I'm going to be participating in Summerween with Gabbyreads, Olivia Reads a Latte, and then everybody else that is joined on the Instagram site, and everybody else that is just joining on their own time. So I'm really excited for that. I had 4 books picked out for that. You can go back to my Summerween TBR video that I did, or I could just say the 4 books. I'm just gonna do both, or you could watch the video, either one. But I have The Whisper Man, Through the Woods, which is a graphic novel, How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix, and My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham, I believe. And yeah, I'm just really excited for Summerween. I'm a fall spooky horror girly, so this is perfect for me, and I just love it. Anyways, on to the rest of my July TBR. One of the things I'm really looking forward to doing is reading the rest of the Throne of Glass series, since Sarah J. Maas has her new book coming out, House of Flame and Shadow. Right now, Throne of Glass is the only series by her that I haven't read, and I'm up to Heir of Fire currently, and I have that on my little Libby app here waiting for me. So that's going to be a soon book that I'm going to be reading. So I have about 4 or 5 books left in that series to take on for this month, which in itself is a big maybe. Most people, when they do a TBR, they do 4 or 5 books for that TBR, and I have 4 or 5 books in a series just for that month, and I still have this whole list to go into. Am I putting myself in a book coma? Possibly, but that is the best coma you can put yourself into. And then I have 2 NetGalley arcs that I need to get to that I'm excited for. They're both horror thriller type books, and so I'll be talking about those in my July wrap up. I wasn't able to do a June wrap up because I had so much going on, and I had to send out a lot of videos, upload those, get those taken care of, but I'm gonna be doing one for this month, and the arcs are called Downpour and The Night House. I'm just super excited. I didn't think I would get these arcs, and I was, so thank you NetGalley and the publishers for that. We're gonna talk about, well, my current read right now, since it is already July and I'm a little bit late to the game since this is gonna be going up the 10th of July. My current read right now is Fairytale by Stephen King. I'm about almost 200 pages into it, and I'm loving it. I haven't gotten to the whimsical fairy tale aspect of it yet, but just the realistic moments that I've gotten to so far are just, I love it. It's probably going to be up there in my top 10 of this year, and I'm hoping that it doesn't go downhill from here because it is like 600 page book, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm hopeful for it. Anyways, the next book I'm hoping to get to is Ken Follett's The Evening and the Morning, which is one of the other books that I talked about in my library haul video with the Summerween TBR, and I'm really looking forward to getting to this one because it's epic fantasy, and I've wanted to delve so much more into epic fantasy after reading Samantha Shannon's Priory of the Orange Tree prequel and the original, and so I'm excited for this, but it is a library book and I have to take it back in about 10 days, and I have the Fairytale and also this other library book that I'm hoping to get to, so we'll see. If it doesn't happen, I'll just extend my hold and get to it then. And then the other library book that I mentioned was the Book of Kings. I have a lot of books from the library. I think it was 8 that I picked up in my last video. These 3 are just screaming out at me to read them because of the premise and just, I don't know, I'm just feeling whimsical, and then the fantasy, and then the realistic World War II make you cry type deal. I'm just feeling it all for the month of July, and hopefully it'll feel me back and then I can get into it. Sorry, I had to open my phone again. I also started watching Gabbyreads videos a lot more. I started following her because of Summerween. I had actually never heard of her channel before then, but I'm so glad I did because she has so many good thriller horror recommendations. I think that's just going to be my go-to booktuber for when I need that in my life. I just joined her book club Discord called the Book Troop, I believe. I'll have to go back and check on that, but I believe that's what it's called. I'm about 95% sure. Book club pick for this month is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. From my last video, the mid-year freakout tag, I said that Riley Sager's book, The House Across the Lake, was one of my worst books, biggest disappointment of the year. And so I'm hoping this one changes my mind. I might even make a video of giving Riley Sager's books a second chance. Who knows? Hopefully it goes well because I really trust Gabby's taste. But anyways, I have 2 more books to talk about, and then I'll be wrapping the video up because my TBR is well over 10 books long at this point, and we're already like almost a week into July, so I'm just making myself suffer at this point. The last 2 are To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the last name. You know what book I'm talking about. It's a sci-fi, pretty blue cover. You know what I'm talking about. And then I have Tress in the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, aka Brando Sando, and I'm excited for that one because he is also an author that I want to get more into. I started Way of Kings, wasn't able to finish it because of a book slump, but I absolutely adored the writing style. So I'm looking forward to getting into his, I believe it's his most recent work. Anyways, let me take a sip here. My throat. Okay. Much better. Coffee makes everything better. But that is the end of my July TBR video. I hope you found some books that you would like to read yourself or have read yourself and loved. And if you would like, comment and tell me your thoughts below. And I'll see you in my next video, my lovely little chapters. Bye.